Welcome to another edition of the Columbia College Cougars Coaches Show here on Mediacom Channel 22. My name is Cosmo with the Zimmer Sports Network and Zimmer Radio Group, and head coach of the Columbia Cougars, Mike Davis.
Hey, Cosmo.
Hello, welcome. Sorry, getting ahead of myself here already. Congratulations on the end of a regular season, and then you got the postseason of your tournament play, but you finish on, what was it, a 19-game winning streak?
It's kind of a fun ride to get on, Cosmo. Our young ladies have really had a great last couple of weeks. To finish up our regular season undefeated was great fun, and of course postseason play, that starts another aspect of your season, and to get through the first part of it in the conference tournament and roll through it with 3-0, it's great fun. And what great crowds. I know you've been over there, but wow. Fantastic environment we've had to play in.
Yeah, it's given a great time at Southwell Complex, and you flash back to the total record on the year 27-5, and I know earlier in the year you had a 3-game
28-5. You're cheating us right here. 28-5.
28 and 5.
Yeah,
He's on
change
top
your
of the
notes.
numbers. All right, got it right here. 28-5. There we go. Yeah, got to count that big win. Obviously, the other night over William Woods for the conference championship. But earlier in the season, you had a three-game losing streak, and then a 3-game winning streak, and then just on a tear after that. And it's you look back at the growth of this team with so many new faces and trying to figure out that chemistry balance. And wow, what a ride it's been right now.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, someone was asking me about that just a day or two ago, and they said, "I bet that seems like years ago." And in reality, it seems like yesterday. Yeah. I mean, it really does, because we had to fight through a lot of different things to turn this around. And I think I'm so proud of our young ladies, just in their work ethic. And, you know, I think we always knew that ability and stuff was there. But sometimes getting that boat headed in the right direction, that's a tough thing to do. And they really did a fantastic job of that, and really happy that they're enjoying the success from it.
Yeah, when you go through the conference record undefeated at that point, and a tough challenge, and I know it's cliche and coach speak in a lot of ways, but to play a team in the top 25 like William Woods 3 times and beat them all 3 times is not an easy task to do, and you know, it's one of those.
I didn't hear that over 15 or 20 times the other day before we were going to play them.
Never, no.
But you know, I tell you what I kind of told in the response that I had, you know, it's tough to beat a good team one time.
Right.
And whatever you do that one time, you have to duplicate it over again. So, you know, it's not that you have to do different things, but it's replicating and being ready to go, and I thought we did a good job of that. I think the other thing, there's a sense of being familiar with people that kind of takes you out of your comfort zone, because people are so familiar with what you're trying to do. And, you know, we kind of talked to our young ladies after the game. The national tournament, it will be a little bit of a break in that you're not scouted so hard. There's not so much familiarity with what you do and your personnel, and actually it will open up a few other things. You're playing great teams that, you know, provide great challenges, but there's not the same watching you play over and over and playing against you over and over.
And back to the William Woods situation, what did you guys do as a coaching staff, if anything, any different at all as far as your approach in those practices leading up to that championship game, as far as the message rather to the girls on, you know, hey, this is a tough opponent, a big rival, obviously. And
you know, we really went back and watched the last film, and to be honest, the scouting report we had for our last game was almost identical to the one for our second game with them, because there wasn't a lot of changes to make. I think there were some things that we knew we needed to do at a higher level that we talked about. But it's kind of funny, we really broke our season up into a lot of different smaller segments. And, you know, we had big weeks picked out during that season when there were 2 or 3 games in a row coming up. And you know, we talked about it kind of like, you know, at the carnival, ducks in a row.
Yeah.
And, you know, we drew the ducks on the board, and here are 3 ducks that we need to get, and we'd mark them off as we were getting there. And so I think for the conference tournament, you know, we had our 3 ducks up on the board. And, you know, they were the 3rd one that we needed to get to take care of business to get to the next level.
You switch a duck with an owl and you knock them off. But inside that game, and we'll break it down a little bit here, but yeah, I mean, at one point down by 10. I think it was tied 8 or 9 times, 6 or 7 different lead changes back and forth, and several different girls step up. I know Heather English was talked a lot about how she didn't get any points in the first meeting against the Owls in the last regular season game at home. To close out the regular season conference record, and I know the one 3-pointer I think was from her backyard at home in Boonville. That was a heck of a 3-point shot.
A different area code now. Per Quentin Norris, it was 27 feet. Okay, and I'll quote an expert, but he called it 27 feet.
Okay, well, it was out there. That's for sure. It was definitely a bomb that Julie Teeple throws in a monster 3-pointer as well from out there. He had so many different girls going in that game and back and forth. Obviously with their big player Rachel Baker in some foul trouble a little bit early. I think that opened the door a little bit for you guys to move in. And
someone wanted to come up to me after the game and said, you had to be pleased with the officiating. And you know, I said, now hold it. They shoot twice as many free throws as us, and we're supposed to be pleased with things. But you know, there's all types of different things each team has to battle through.
Sure.
You know, there's all types of challenges. You know, we had a sequence of 2 possessions in a row in the second half where 7 fouls were called in 2 possessions, 4 in 1 possession and 3 in another. And those are things, as good teams, you battle through, you deal with, and you go to the next. And you know, a name you just brought up is someone I want to talk about, Julie Teeple. I thought she probably had as great of an energy ball game as anyone could have really had for us, and just competed at such a high level. Sick. She and Denise Rosario were both with the stuff I have right now and trying to play basketball with it. But you know, I thought her energy was really contagious for our whole team.
And she just brings that extra, like you said, she comes in and there's that extra. She might not be filling it up as far as point-wise, but she's certainly scrapping for rebounds and battling in and gives you a whole nother look.
Just helps you win ball games.
Most definitely. And 28 of those, as a matter of fact, this season. We'll come back, talk a little bit more about the conference season that was for Coach Davis, and a little preview ahead of what the Cougars can expect as they get ready to head back to Jackson, Tennessee for the national tournament in the NAIA for the women, and a new spot for them in the final poll of the top 25 to end the regular season. We'll be back with more with head coach Mike Davis of the Lady Cougars from Columbia College after this.